Perspective. That's right. This week we're going to talk about perspective as it relates to theater. So last week we were doing a lot of work with our playbills. You guys made some wonderful playbills. They were very creative and fun to look at. I want you to hold on to those, put them to the side. We'll come back to those. This week we're going to talk about theater in a whole nother way, because the times that we're living in means that we're missing out on a lot of things. We're missing our friends, we're missing school, we're missing activities and field trips and all kinds of things we would have normally done on campus that we can't do. And it's kind of a bummer when we're really disappointed and we don't get to do something that we had planned to do. What happens? What do we do about that? I mean, I guess we could sit at home and just be like cranky pants, or we could do something about it. And that, my friend, is today's lesson in theater. I'm going to share with you a video about a person who planned to go see a show, and then it didn't quite work out the way they planned. So we're going to take a look at that, and then we'll come on back and we'll talk about it. All right, see you in a bit.
It's matinee day today in New York City, and that means that all of the theaters have a special afternoon performance. All I have to do is decide which show I want to see. And believe me, there's a lot to choose from. I'm gonna have a little breakfast and really study this decision. I've got my newspapers and magazines with all of the theater listings right here. You know, seeing a Broadway show in New York City is something that millions of people do every year. And even though there are wonderful theaters in every city and town, Broadway theater is just, well, it's bigger. It's famous for being the best of the best. And that's exactly why Aunt Lena goes to the Broadway theater every Wednesday afternoon in this book, When Aunt Lena Did the Rumba.
When Aunt Lena Did the Rumba by Eileen Curtis Kleinman. Illustrated by Diane Greenside. Narrated by Lucy Arnaz. When my Aunt Lena did the Rumba, Grandma said the whole house shook. Aunt Lena taught me how to cha-cha and do the Charleston. Sophie, you're a natural, a born star if there ever was one. Aunt Lena loved dancing and movie stars, but most of all, she loved her Broadway musical. Every Wednesday, off to the matinee she'd go, leaving a trail of lavender-smelling perfume behind her. Later that evening, Aunt Lena's taxi would drive up in front of the house. Oh, darling, magnificent, absolutely magnificent, gushed Aunt Lena as she flung open the kitchen door. She'd waltz around the kitchen, humming the music and acting out the romance between the handsome hero and the beautiful heroine. One Wednesday, in the middle of a show-stopping number, Aunt Lena slipped on a piece of cooked cabbage and landed, thump, right on her big rump. Oh, I can't get up. Help me, please, she wailed. Don't move. Now listen to me. I'm your mother, directed my grandma. Lena, don't you move. As it turned out, Aunt Lena had sprained her ankle. The doctor says I've got to rest until it gets better. Shopping, bingo, and the beauty parlor I can do without. But my Wednesday matinee, that's what I'll miss. Suddenly, I got an idea, but I needed some help. I tiptoed into the living room where Uncle Dutch sat buried in the newspaper. Uncle Dutch, I said in my sweetest, pretty please voice, let's put on a show for Aunt Lena. If she can't go to her Wednesday musical matinee, maybe her matinee can come to her. Uncle Dutch made annoyed, grumbling sounds. So I tried Uncle Sol. Uncle Sol said, Sophie, be a good girl. Get me some soda. I hung my head and trudged to the kitchen. Grandma, Aunt Lena is very sad because she can't go to her matinee, and I want to make a musical show for her. Won't you help me? What would you like me to do? Grandma asked. Well, maybe you can help me with my costume. I need a feather boa and many necklaces and long gloves and a big hat. Maybe we could borrow records. Then we could have music, too. We could sing songs from Aunt Lena's favorite shows. My grandma started to laugh, a really big laugh. Half an hour later, I appeared downstairs in the living room in full costume. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. I sang with all the heart I could muster. I don't care if I never. Uncle Solly joined in. And then Uncle Dutch picked me up and danced me around the living room. At the old ball game. My grandma came in to applaud us at the end. Oh, Grandma, aren't they divine? I said, using one of Aunt Lena's favorite words. The kitchen became our rehearsal stage. Every evening for the next few days, while Aunt Lena slept and my grandma cooked supper, we practiced our show. Finally, Wednesday arrived. We waited in the kitchen for our cue. Suddenly, Aunt Lena's voice boomed from upstairs. Hey, what's going on in here? She's up, whispered my grandma. Curtain time. Uncle Dutch led our chorus line. Uncle Solly circled around him, blasting his bugle. Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. We sang with my grandma and me, bringing up the rear, whirling tassels we borrowed from the living room drapes. Be there! With that, Uncle Dutch and my grandma launched into a terrific tango. I followed across the floor, cheek to cheek with my stuffed dog, Dolores. Meantime, Aunt Lena chuckled, cackled, and applauded with great delight. Encore! Encore! Ooh! Our show had made Aunt Lena laugh, and laughing seemed just the thing to help her get better. Days later, she pointed her finger at me and announced, "Get your patent leather pumps and pink pocketbook, honey. Have I got a surprise for you?" We whisked into the theater and up the steps to Aunt Lena's balcony seats. As the lights dimmed and everyone grew quiet, Aunt Lena put her warm, perfumed arm around me and whispered, "Now, here's where the magic begins."
Sophie was pretty surprised to find the joy of singing and dancing right inside her. It took a little convincing, but she finally got her whole family to join in too. You know, sometimes someone has to give you a little push to help you take a chance you might not have taken on your own. Whether it's for a big Broadway audience, for your school play, or just for the fun of it, there's nothing better than the feeling you get when you perform. So find the performer inside of you. You might be surprised at the talent you discover. Well, I gotta go. As Aunt Lena would say, and now the magic begins.
Wow, wasn't that an awesome story? I just love how the niece brought the magic of theater home when the aunt couldn't go to the theater. And that, my friend, is what you will be doing for your assignment today. I call it Dinner and a Show. Down below, there's going to be a list of things you can do at the dinner table. I want you to pick 5. 5 of them. They can be your favorite 5. Read them or have your parents read them. Circle the 5 you want to do and then play at the table. I'm giving you permission to play. Have a play. Examples of this might be, for tempo, eat in slow motion. That could be a lot of fun. Also another one for stage combat, do an epic sword fight with your utensils. I'm talking a spoon and a fork with your dad. Pew, pew, pew. Can't do this with your dog. I don't have a dog. But if I did, I don't think it would go very well. So maybe not the dog. For characterization, eat, drink, and speak like a pirate. Arr. Sing for 15 seconds about how good your food was. I love mashed potatoes and my gravy so tasty to me. Doesn't have to be good. Just do it. Use everything on the table to tap, clink, and clank out a musical masterpiece. Don't break a cup. That could be bad. Oh, another fun game. You are the playwright. Name a food that starts with the first letter of your name. Leilani, linguine, lamb, lima beans. Oh, for set design, build a piece of furniture, a building, or a prop using the food on your plate. Now, I'm going to say if you have mashed potatoes, this is a good project for that. Not so good if you've got soup. So think on that. How do you build with soup? This could get messy. Make sure you take a picture of one of the activities that you do and send it to me. I would love to see it. Whatever you do, make sure you're having fun, you're creating magic, and you're enjoying your performance of your dinner theater. See you next week.